himself is saying that something is not right. So that's going to be something that is worth worrying about, in my opinion. So California's Division of Occupational Safety and Health has cited Tesla for more than 40 violations since 2013. Tesla's rate of serious injuries that required some time off or job restrictions was 83% higher than the industry in 2016. Since then, however, Tesla says it has turned things around and it's on its way to becoming the safest car factory in the world. Last year, Musk claimed in a staff-wide email and at a shareholder meeting that the company's injury rate was much better than the industry average. Company blog post said that to be average would be to go backwards. Then Tesla apparently did hit reverse. So our 2017 data showed that we're at industry average, so we're happy about that, Shelby said, explaining that the earlier claims as a snapshot in time. Musk also emailed his staff last year saying he was meeting weekly with the safety team and would like to meet every injured person as soon as they are well so that I can understand from them exactly what we need to do to make it better. Toledano said that Musk did meet with some injured workers but no longer meets with the weekly safety team because it just isn't necessary. Now, I can't claim he's about the injury in every injured worker. She said, I think that would be absurd. Oh, yeah, there's only a few. Only a few. He'd be meeting with injured workers all day. He'd be literally meeting with injured workers every day, like twice a day, because there's around 2 a day that are getting injured at least in 2017. So he just doesn't have the schedule for that. He's just not busy. Several former members of the Environment, Health, and Safety team said they had reason to doubt Tesla's official numbers again. The company, for example, didn't always count injuries among the plant's temporary workers. Tesla sometimes fills factory positions with temp workers or temporary workers who later may be offered more permanent jobs. Companies must count those injuries if they supervise the temps, as Tesla does. That's the law. Agreed, Shelby's. Because based on my review of our data, we've always done that. So we always trust your data there, Miss Shelby. So by law, though, companies must record workplace injuries and tally them to calculate an annual injury rate. Tesla's vice president of production signed its 2016 injury report in February 2017 after employees requested a copy of the injury logs. Tesla amended its report. Tesla revealed that it's discovered injuries and work hours that hadn't been shared with the company by its temporary agencies. Wait a minute, they changed it, they fixed it to make it more accurate as soon as the employees were about to see it. Wow. Apparently they had to add, here's what they forgot about. After its employees asked for its injury log, Tesla added 135 injuries not previously recorded, and at the same time, the company added millions of work hours that they just so happened to forgot about. So even though the injury count increased, the injury rate declined, which is a little strange. So after workers requested the company injury logs last year, Tesla amended its original report. And the company said it had changed the numbers after it discovered injuries, again, that had not been shared by the temp agencies. So, anyway, we are going to, unfortunately, we're going to have to skip ahead here and go on a little bit. If Tesla has been improving, it wasn't fast enough for Ala Al-Khafagi, who joined Tesla in 2017 as an engineering technician servicing robots that spray paint on car bodies. Al-Khafagi said he had received no safety instructions specific to that paint department. Last fall, Al-Khafagi said he was told to go underneath the painting booth to access paint from a clogged hose. Unsure of how to get in there, the workers would pry up a piece of metal flooring and jump in and go inside the booth to clear the paint from the clogged hose. That was a little bit problematic. So they went in to go fix it. But when he did, though, Uncle Faggy's foot got stuck in the paint, his hand slipped, and he fell forward, smashing his head and his arm. Ended up unable to make a fist or go back to his job, filing a workers' compensation claim, he said. The incident didn't even end up in Tesla's official injury logs. The company said it wasn't recorded because Uncle Faggy initially received only first aid, but his inability to go back to normal work duties meant the injury should have counted. That's the thing that should trigger a recorded injury and a more serious injury. It's not a regular injury. Injury you got to record by law as a more serious injuries. He said, quote, a lot of workers come in and get thrown to the wolves. So finally, though, when building Tesla's other cars, former workers said they have had to sacrifice their bodies to save them. Some workers, for example, lifted heavy car seats over their shoulder because the mechanical assist designed to ease the load were too slow. Joel Barraza, a former production associate, said, people would carry a seat because, I got to get this done. I personally carried a seat, Barraza said. They're supposed to move it on, keep the line going, never stop, never slow the production down. Who cares about your safety? White, as we know from before, Justine White, former safety lead, also said workers sometimes lifted seats manually, but Tesla, in a statement, said it never happened. Barraza said he was fired along with hundreds of other workers last fall. Tesla said its employees were terminated en masse due to performance issues, though some workers argued they were cost-cutting layoffs or used to punish union supporters. So that's interesting and a little sketch if it did happen. And for example, they've gotten some pretty bad injuries from working there. For example, Mark Eberly had a surgery from carpal tunnel syndrome that left him unable to work at the Tesla factory in Fremont, California. He was not surely and smoothly transferred back into his job, but instead it looks like he has a rod pointing straight through his hand, and he's had some pretty bad stitches from it. Ugh, it just makes me a little queasy to look at. There's pictures here online of it, and yeah, it's really tough. So it was Tesla-induced carpal tunnel system. This happened in 2014. He wrecked his hand wielding thousands of studs to car wheelhouses during nearly 12-hour days. He said he needed surgery and was out of work and on workers' compensation for years. No matter what we were doing, it was hustle, hustle, hustle. He said, if you didn't get your numbers, they'd be complaining to you. The pressure could be even crushing for white-collar workers as well. For example, senior analyst Ali Khan prepared Tesla's financial findings required by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. In 2016, the office was understaffed and he worked at least 12 hours every day, he said. No weekends, no holidays, or days off at all. The pain from repetitive motion started in his wrist, radiated up his arms, then to his neck and his back. He said that he would have trouble holding a glass of water and couldn't even play with his children. Khan said he asked for an ergonomic evaluation, but Tesla's safety team told his manager they were too busy. Well, yeah, got all the safety things going down on the floor. So my boss is telling me if you're going to take time off, it's going to slow us down. It's going to affect your reviews. Tesla's eventually sent him one of its preferred health clinics. A doctor there diagnosed him with work-related muscle strains and tendonitis, repeatedly prescribing painkillers. That meant Khan had to be listed on Tesla's injury logs. Do you think they listed it? No, they didn't. Khan was said he was not even still allowed doctor's breaks, forfeiting lucrative stock options. He submitted his resignation in August 2016, but his body still hasn't recovered. These things were preventable. That's what makes me upset. It all could have been addressed, but it just wasn't. All right, we had a big show for you today. We hope you liked it. Please let me know at SPW272 whether we should make this more of a full podcast, some investigative reporting, like kind of a spotlight-esque show where we really dig deep on certain topics, because I think that would be pretty cool if you like this podcast. Be sure to rate us and review us on iTunes. Search for Newsflash on iTunes. This has been an episode of Newsflash. We will be back tomorrow.